yeah. Well, everybody knows all the great guitar players that you've had in the Bluesbreakers, but you've had great rhythm sections too. Who are some of the great bass drum players who've made their...
Well, they're all, I don't pick any musician who isn't the best at what he does, and they all have to have their individual style and talent that sets them apart from anybody else, regardless of what instrument they play. So that's always been the way, and it's the same to this day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, who are some of the legendary rhythm section members who've come through the Bluesbreakers?
Well, Keith Hartley was there for the longest time.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But the Bluesbreakers finished in 1969. 1969.
Right, right.
So that was the end of the Bluesbreakers, and then from there on for the next couple of decades, it was just under the name of John Mayall, which is what took us up to 1986.
Okay, okay.
So the Bluesbreakers is no more. It was abandoned 5 years ago. So, I'm just, it's in people's minds, of course, it's stuck just because of the 60s, but in reality, it's just been John Mayall for most of my career.
Right, okay. As I know then in the 70s, you were doing a lot of experimenting with jazz and
jazz,
and
blues,
funk,
fusion,
and
all those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of rock and roll influenced players. So.
Right, right. What made you want to reform this band in the 80s then? This style of band? The Bluesbreakers, if you will, with Coco, Walter.
I don't exactly know. It just felt like a right time to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I know that the jazz stuff that you do has that almost like, as Jack Bruce told me, there was that freeform jazz that was very popular in England in the 60s, and that sort of gave way to the psychedelic music that was being played.
Well, it's all improvisation, so that's basically what I encourage, and it's the same reason that we don't play the same material every night.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Last night's set in wherever it was, Algonquin, it was a great set, but tonight is completely different material, and tomorrow it'll be a different material again. So,
right, right.
We have that in common with jazz players who don't play the same thing all the time.
That's right, and that's
what keeps it fresh.
And that's what people love about the blues, that they say, is that there's that freedom of spontaneity of,
exactly.
It's a reflection of your feelings and
exactly,
where you are at this moment.
Yeah.
Well, but you say you have stuff for tonight, new show for tomorrow. You've got about 62 albums out there.
Yeah, that's correct.
What keeps you fresh when you go into record?
Well, the current band, we've been together 5.5, going 6 years now, and it's the best band I've ever had. So there's so many ideas and so much excitement in it. I just feel very lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg Arzab on bass guitar, Jay Davenport on drums. They're both from Chicago, so they've got a great background. And Rocky Aslos is a guitar player from Texas. Right. So, we've got it all.
Yeah, yeah. I know in our article in Blues Music Magazine, you talked about how you record, how you go into a studio and, if a song doesn't click in 1 or 2 takes, it's move on. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's right. I don't think there's any other way to put it, really. Yeah. You know instantly if it's got the right feel.
Have you always recorded that way, with this kind of first take mentality, even going back to the...
Yeah. Well, after a couple of takes, if you're going even that far, you start to think about it too much, and it becomes a little stiff, I suppose. But by then, it's not working.
Right, right. Well, on your new record now, how do you choose the songs after having 62 records?
Came together very easy. I decided I wanted to do songs by lesser known bluesmen, and that was a no-brainer. So I picked some of those out, and wrote 3 songs myself. Greg and Jay and Rocky contributed a number of their own, and I don't know, it just happened very quickly. Yeah. I think because I can't read or write music, so and if I don't really plan these things until it's time to go in the studio, and then you say, okay, we'll do this, and that.
Yeah, yeah.
And put it together and just do it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know there are some people who they write, for weeks before they go into the studio.
Yeah. never been the case with me.
Yeah. Is that, I know you went to art school, is that part of your artist sensibility of?
Maybe, I
you
don't
just-
know how they connect up other than they're both, you know, means of expression.
Yeah, yeah, and that spontaneity.
Yeah.
I love, by the way, the guitar on the cover of your new CD.
Yeah.
Did you design that and
Yeah.
make? Where'd that guitar come from? Is that something special and old, or just?
No, it was a brand new
Yeah.
guitar.
And how long does it take you to remodel that face?
Probably about 3 or 4 days, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you take some of those old classic songs, though, and make them fresh and new?
Well, because
like
the
Big Time Playboy?
musicians you play with, they bring their own take on it, and it you know, if it's the right material, then it just comes out good.
Yeah, yeah. After 50 years of playing, how would you describe the John Mayall sound?
I think if people don't know it by now, then you know, so what can I tell you?
Yeah, yeah. But for someone who's you know, I immediately know that's a John Mayall.
Yeah.
But what goes into a John Mayall sound that makes it unique for some
I
listeners?
don't know. It's just it's me playing.
Uh-huh. Is it a combination of keyboards and harmonica, or?
Well, it would have to be, because that's what I play. You know, so it's something you can't explain if they don't know it. I don't know. There's a classification. I don't know how you'd work that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you're writing your music, are you thinking in terms of this song would be best led by a harmonica, or this is a piano?
Yeah, they kind of suggest what instrument, but mostly it's always keyboards, mostly. You know,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. How much guitar do you play? I know I've seen you playing guitar. You play it on your CDs and records. Is that a prime?
On the live shows, it's, you know, it's in loose terms, it's about every third song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I try and just mix it up a bit.
Yeah. Is there a favorite period of your career that you look upon with some special love?
No, it's not. Nothing's better than now. I mean, it
I
really
like
is.
that. Yeah. Who knows what tomorrow will bring?
Well, more of what we're doing, you know,
Yeah.
because it's an endless exploration.
Yeah. I always go back to your Sense of Place album. I love that. Congo Square and Jacksboro
Yeah, we
Highway.
still play Congo Square sometimes, so it's got life in it.
Yeah. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Art Tipaldi. This is Don Odell's Legends, and we are honored, talking about legends, to have one of the real legends of not just blues, but legends of music in the world, Mr. John Mayall. John, thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
All right.